You all, we are back. Just us. I am just Kendra,
Just Tiffany.
and we are back with another vlog. This time, we wanted to do one about love, as you all can see back here on the board. It's all about love and commitment. Okay.
Yes.
Remember, we are just us. That's just Tiffany. I'm just Kendra, and go to YouTube, subscribe to the page. Okay. Go ahead, view, like. So
Subscribe.
do that. Okay. Today's topic is about love and commitment.
Love and commitment.
So we posted a question, and we wanted to see what people felt like. What were the reasons that people don't believe in love anymore, and why don't people truly commit like they used to?
Well, the question that the lady sent in to us was basically her saying that she's at a point where she's about to give up on love.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's been, what thought was Mr. Right turned out to be Mr. Wrong.
Yeah.
And all this. So she's about to just say, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm content being single. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm giving up. So that's kind of how we got the love and commitment, and is it extinct?
Yeah.
Does it still exist? And all of that. So we'll dive into that. I'm excited.
Let's go. So we have a few questions, and people actually answered a few of these questions as well on our Facebook pages. I would have to say that, first of all, the definition of love. Nobody truly knows the definition of what love is. If you ask your parents, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't say that you were perfect, but they love you. God, we're not perfect to God, but He loves us. And I feel as if love is not a temporary feeling. It's a unwavering faith in a person, whether it's your friend, your child, your spouse, your passion, your purpose. It's not going to always be easy loving anything or anybody.
Loving anything.
Your car, you can love it today, break down tomorrow, you hate it. So I just think love is used in vain a lot.
I agree.
I
agree, yeah. But like you said, most people don't understand what it is.
Yes.
But just like, I'll give you one of the responses from our viewers.
Yes, the question was, what makes it hard to commit these days?
But Brian Carroll said, we don't know what love is and what it looks like. So we all go everywhere else except the Bible.
Yes.
So that really brings me, or with what you just said, like not knowing what love is, you have to go to the Bible to truly, truly understand who and what love is.
Yes, and you have to understand as well that a lot of times once you go to the Bible and you look up that definition of love, I found out that I didn't even love myself at one point in time.
Right.
As much as we say I love myself, when I looked and I read love is patient, love is kind, love doesn't boast, love is not jealous, love don't keep record, love is forgiving. I said, wow, at that point I didn't even love myself.
Yeah, because you got to forgive yourself, and it's probably one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah, but that's a part of love. It is forgiveness.
Yeah, but if you go back and you understand, like she said in the Bible, to understand God is love. So now you're modeling yourself after God, then you should be just exuding love.
That's right.
You should be
because we're made in His image.
Right. We're going to go to the next. Oh, no, we got another. Poet gave us an answer for this part. And he believes that the media has a big role in whether people are committing or not. And I can truly see that.
I believe that.
From the videos
Scandal
and the lyrics and the shows. It's okay to cheat. Yeah. It's okay to be on the side.
If your dude coming close to me, he ain't going home where he's supposed to be. All of that plays a role.
We won't sing that next line though. But
yeah, no, not at all.
So
not at all. No.
Okay. Sorry. But I do like this other quote that Poet put up, and it says, without even realizing it, people are being desensitized. Compassion is leaving. Selfishness is overriding logic and love. And I do believe that the media plays a big part of that, and desensitizing us to what is right and what is wrong. Because now they're painting this picture that it's okay.
Anything is okay.
Yeah, so every generation after that, us and on down, is they seeing that as the new normal.
Yeah, anything is okay. It doesn't matter what it is. So then the second question says, do people still believe in exclusive monogamous dating? Or
doesn't seem like it.
Or do people still believe in marriage? Well,
I do.
I definitely still believe in relationships and marriage, but I feel like it's one of those things though that where we're willing to fight people, but we're not willing to fight for to actually have something. So it's one of those things where I think that when people get married, they get so caught up on the wedding day that they forget about the rainy days.
Yeah, they fall in love with the wedding, not the marriage,
not the actual marriage. Now that was good.
Right,
That's good.
right.
That's good. And
Because
because they
every
don't know
girl
what
dreams
love
about.
is.
But think about it, when you're a little girl, you don't think about. I mean, yeah, you do your dream home and all that stuff when you're playing with your Barbies, but it's all about the wedding.
I'm gonna tell the truth. I never thought about a wedding. Never.
Really? Oh,
Never.
girl, I got mine planned out.
I never had a dream about
That
any
Tiffany
of that.
and Company, Auntie Kim, know what I'm talking about? We got it planned out, girl.
Until I got older and I got to know God, and I was like, oh, okay, it is capable to be loved. But that's a whole nother vlog about fathers and all that not being there.
Yeah.
But I never had that dream because I never had an example of a good man. So I never said, I want to have that one day.
Yeah,
because I never saw him being modeled.
Well, I think anybody who knows me knows that I just love.
Yeah,
the
I
thought
love
of
too.
love, the act of love, the feeling of love. I mean, I just love. So, despite the media, despite however many failed marriages and failed relationships that you see around you, like in the midst of all that, there's something in me that still has this glimpse of hope that
one day, definitely.
is
I
that
believe
everybody
God.
can be led back to love if we start letting love dictate while we're doing things. I think everybody will be able to get back to this believing in love again.
Yeah, I agree. Love is definitely there, but the thing about it is it seems like it seems as if it's so far out of our reach because we've been so sensitized, like Poet said, to where it's like it's okay not to be in love. It's okay to do what you want to do. It's okay to do people the way that you want to do them, and that's not true. We're setting the example. And at the end of the day, when we get older, we don't want to die alone. That's why people live longer if they have a cat or a dog versus somebody living alone, because we all need something or someone to love. That's a proven fact. You can Google that.
Yeah, but like you said, I think love is already there waiting on us, just like God. He's there waiting on us. He's just waiting for us to see or love. In this case, is waiting. You wake up, realize what I am, what I can. You know what I'm saying? What I can do. Like you're finding me. I've never left. Love is just in the air, you know.
Definitely.
But one of our viewers, Jewel, Jewel to Jesus, shout out to you. She said, as women, so coming from a woman's point of view, she feels the reason why we're starting to slowly not believe in that relationship thing is because when we do love, we love hard. And we get hurt so many times that we have our guard up now. Ms. Jewel ends her comment with the question, how do we know that we won't get hurt by Mr. Right?
Here's the thing about that comment. Just because he's Mr. Right doesn't mean he's Mr. Perfect. And I think that's where we get the things twisted at.
Right.
He could be Mr. Right, but everything about him will not be perfect. Just like everything about you is not perfect. I know that sometimes I could be selfish. I can be a person who's very stubborn. Oh, yeah. So I think that a lot of times we want Mr. Right to be Mr. Perfect, and we don't understand that nobody's perfect, not even us. So Mr. Right gonna have some wrong things, and even if you're Mrs. Right, you're gonna have some wrong things that's gonna get on his nerves as well.
And I say you have to take the risk. If you see enough there to take the risk, don't just take a risk with anybody.
Yeah, no.
You know, but if he's showing you most of the requirements on your non-negotiable list, and so he's Mr. Right to you, then give it a shot. Go for it. Now, if things come up along the way and you're like, I can't deal with that, that's a red flag, I won't out. But at least try it because you don't want to miss out on your Mr. Right because you think everybody's going to be, I'm going to get hurt. You're already going in defeated.
Exactly.
Right?
And I mean, and at the end of the day, we're afraid of car accidents. But we still get in the car every day. We're afraid to get on a plane and it crash. But if it's somewhere you want to go, you would get on that plane.
You booking that flight.
Oh, believe that. So you take yourself just as serious. It's somewhere you want to go. You want to be happy. You want to feel complete. You want to love someone. That's your purpose. Know that there is going to be some pain. And know that nobody is perfect. So if I could say anything to that comment, I would say go for it.
Yeah, so I say take the risk. Because the right guy for you, even if he's a guy who doesn't believe in I want to be exclusive and I want to be monogamous, like there will be something in you that triggers that in him. And like he'll know, like I want to wait for her.
Definitely.
I want to do right by her because
I want to be
he
with her.
will be nothing like any of the other women that has been after him.
That's right.
You know, so I say don't give up on that. Go for it.
Go for it.
Don't let past hurts paralyze you in a place of loneliness and
I like that.
because if
yeah.
you stay there too long, you will get desperate, and we all know
Or you get bitter.
when women get desperate, what we would do.
Or bitter. Come so hateful. Don't nobody want to even speak to you. Because at the end of the day, you're a woman, so you're gonna desire a man. You are a nurturer. You're gonna want to love something or somebody.
Right. Now we had another guy to come in for this one, and basically why he thinks relationships and marriages aren't being exclusive, and I think it's because of trust.
Tavares said
That
trust.
one big word, trust. Yes, Tavares, sorry. The one big word, trust, the elephant in the room,
Yeah.
Now, do I think that really changes our commitment to people? I don't really think so, because I have, personally speaking, I have stayed committed and faithful to people who was diminishing trust like it was no tomorrow. But I had to stay true to a commitment that I made.
Right.
So on my end, I stayed true to my commitment. But I do see where trust will play a big part on relationships. Because, I mean, it is people who don't trust their mate to go to the store. Like, on that movie when Angela was like, I checked the mileage on the car. I know exactly how far it is to go from the store to the house. So people don't trust each other. But I think it's like the other lady said, it's because I've been hurt. So because I've been hurt by the ex, I bring the past hurt. So now you start off new, but I already don't trust you. Because I think you're going to do what somebody else has done.
And I think, and then too, I think the thing about that is, and actually what makes that trusting crazy is that we attempt to make people fight for trust. For me, trust is given from the gate. Now, what you do with it is up to you. So I'm going to trust you until you show me that you're not trustworthy.
Right.
I'm not going to start out thinking that you're not trustworthy based upon what somebody else did to me, because there's something that probably I've done to somebody else that I don't want nobody to hold against me.
Right.
In my next relationship or something that people hear or whatever, and we let too much of negative things go into our ear. And then, and as women, whatever we hear, because we're nurturers and we give birth to things, then those things come out. So because you've been hurt before, you continue to let trust or hurt fill up your heart. And that's what you begin to nurture. You begin to nurture that hurt. You begin to give birth to that. Now you don't want to be with nobody else. Everybody the same. You're a dog like Henry. And baby Henry done gone on. And I think a lot of times what it is too is that we meet people at the wrong time. The person isn't bad. The timing could be.
The timing.
We wonder why people break up with us and then they go and get with Sheila and she ain't that cute. And that's what women do.
But they be so
she
happy.
ain't that cute. She ain't this, that, and the third. But he committed to Sheila.
Right.
And not because he meant to hurt you at that time. He just wasn't ready to be committed. At this time he is. And I think we hold on to that and we have to let go and thank God for that and move on and take your trust back and know that somebody out there is actually trustworthy. And so what? I'm pretty sure you broke your mama trust.
Right. And then I think, I know, at the same time, if I want Kendra or Mr. whoever in my life to be trustworthy, I got to make sure I'm just as trustworthy person.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, can't be
one-sided.
One-sided.
Definitely. I agree. And then the last question, which was, is love extinct?
No,
that's scary. No, love is here. Love is not what you see though these days. Love ain't the cute pictures on Facebook. Love isn't, the selfies, the dinner, this what he bought me, this what he took me to vacations. That's not love.
Right.
Love is you sitting up in the hospital and that person sitting beside you.
Right.
Love is
just because babe got your nails done this week, or he went and got you some new weave, or he laid that outfit on the bed and said, "Be ready by 7." That's not love. It is a way of showing love.
That's a way of showing appreciation.
Yeah, love and appreciation. But
if
that's the only thing that you got to say, this is how I know he loved me.
By the things that he buy, that's not love.
No, that's appealing to your materialistic side.
Right, but I do think the deeper love definitely still exists, to where when I need you, you're going to be there. If I got into a car accident today, I feel as if you would push me around in my little walker, in my little, my little wheelchair.
Yeah.
You would actually
love
stay
that goes
with me.
beyond when we fall out.
Yes.
And have an argument.
Right.
Because
and if you don't talk for 2 weeks, but I tell you my car broke down, you're going to come over there and see about it. Because you love me and you want what's best for me. And that's why love is an unwavering faith in the person.
Yeah.
It's not a temporary emotion. And I think so. No, love is not extinct. It is somebody that will love you.
Yeah. And
Flaws and
going
all.
back to what we were just talking about with all the materialistic things, I do remember on Kishana's post in part of hers that it had people are falling in lust, not
Yes.
love.
Yes.
Lusting after the money and the cars that he posed, lusting after the outfits and the cute makeup and the contouring
and the mirror shots,
you know,
the body shots.
Yeah, they're falling in lust, but
Yeah.
not love.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times people actually fall in love with the thought of being in love. So that person really ain't really what you really want, but you want love so bad, so you have fallen in love with the thought of being in love, and not love itself.
Right. So we have a couple of responses to in regards to this question. So we'll use a little bit of Kashana's, and she says people live in a fiction world, and because of that, they have put such high expectations on love that they give up on it if it doesn't feel or look right.
Yeah,
If it doesn't feel
same
right.
thing we were just
Right.
saying.
Then we have one more response from Miss Marjorie Walker, and she said because we don't know what commitment is, we don't know how to be committed.
I think that people actually do this. And Marcus Tankard, yes, he blessed my life last couple Tuesdays ago. He said that you can be faithful to many, but only loyal to a few. And I think people get commitment mixed up with faithfulness and commitment. But who are you loyal to? That's where the trust comes in at. That's where the actual love aspect comes in at. Because I could be nice and I could be faithful. You know, I can actually be, your friend, but who am I loyal to? I could be faithful with hanging out with you, like that person can be faithful with going with you, but who are they actually loyal to?
That's it.
And that's totally two different things. And I think that we get the word commitment mixed up these days, and who are you committed to? Then I think a lot of times we have totally two different definitions. So my commitment can mean something different from Tiffany's commitment.
Right.
So I think it's a lot of times sitting down when you asking people questions. Hey, what is this to you?
Yeah. Even with the love, like I said, I think I said this on the last blog. The book 5 Love Languages like completely changed how I viewed love or showed my love to friends, family, my nephews, just everything. But that was one of the key things or the foundation of his book is understanding what love is to Kendra. Then I can show her love that really makes her feel love because I'm speaking her language.
That's right.
Knowing what the guy or the woman that you are dating, what is love to them?
Yeah.
What is commitment to them? So I'll know if I'm meeting, I could feel like I'm doing everything right.
Yeah.
I could feel like I'm doing everything. I could be laying those clothes out and getting nails done. And to her, she's like, that doesn't even make me feel love. I want to spend time with you.
Yeah, because that wouldn't. Because that wouldn't work for Kendra.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that was cute.
I don't wear fake. I can't remember the last time I had fakeness. I'd be looking like,
Yeah.
No.
So what is the definition of commitment?
Commitment. We're gonna hit y'all with some straight up dictionary. The first definition says the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity, or etc. And the other one was an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
But the 3 of the synonyms, and I thought about this when you were saying it, was either devotion, dedication, and loyalty.
See, Marcus Tankard, baby. Marcus
Loyalty. So we said all of that to say love still exists.
Yes.
Love still exists. Don't give up to the woman who messaged us and said, I'm about to throw in the towel.
Don't do it.
Don't
do it. And have time and finding out yourself in this time of being single. Being single is not a sentence. Being single is just time for you to get to know who you are. Figure out what it is that you want and just wait until you get that.
And it's the perfect time. To me, this is what I had to grow to feel that my single time was the perfect timing because for a while I was just like, I don't want to do this. But then you get to where you just settle for anything. But now I understand that it is the best time that God can deal with me.
That's right.
Teach me about Him. Teach me about myself. Show me and reveal to me what kind of man I want, what kind of characteristics I don't want. But I don't have any other distraction. I'm not occupied with me, and so I'm not distracted from hearing Him in His guidance on those things. So, again, to the lady who wrote us, I hope this helped you, and I hope you now can say, I believe in love again.
Yes.
And I won't give up, but don't go looking for it because that's not a woman's job, but that's all another.
Vlog too, yes.
That's
I would say
another
just
vlog.
wait on it. Just wait on God. Everyone knows that being single is not the easiest thing to do. Definitely not one of those things that you like to broadcast and you're so happy about. Because as people, like I said, we love to love people. People live longer when they have something or someone to love. So don't give up on love because it will actually kill a side of you that you need. God is love. You are God creation.
You
So
may
you
not
are
be,
loved.
yeah, you may not be feeling love from an earthly man right now, but baby girl, you are loved.
Whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whatever. So do not overlook the people that is in your life currently loving you, even through this situation of giving up on something that you was built and created from, which is love.
Right.
So don't overlook what you have now and the people that's actually loving you now, based upon what it is that you feel like is a need, and take this as protection. A lot of times, God breaks stuff up because of protection. And later on, you'll see that same dude that you want to be with and be like, I can't believe I liked him. Oh my God, his teeth crooked. He wasn't even that cute. Or he didn't even treat me right. Like, really? So look at it as protection and know that it's a purpose in the process.
That's good.
That's it.
Well, I have enjoyed chit chatting with y'all again. So just us.
That's Tiff.
That's Kendra.
We love y'all.